Hello YouTubers, I'm Dylan, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you all how to create your own drawing of the Chibi or Kawaii of Pocahontas from the Disney classic. So let's begin. First off, you will need a piece of paper and a pencil. The way we're drawing Pocahontas is not unlike the previous Chibi characters we've done. It's a new style, and as I create these Chibi lessons, we're going to be doing them in different shapes, sizes, and so forth. So we start off with what will basically be it's not really a circle it's not a perfect square. And then we need to put a line across to know where her eyes will fall. Then a center line to know where the middle of her face will be. And then right at the bottom, we're going to be drawing kind of a square shape for her body. And then right at the bottom, it's going to be kind of a triangular shape. This is her dress. And then for her arms, she's this style of Chibi or Kawaii, it's kind of like a gingerbread shape. You know, those gingerbread cookies you sometimes see on Christmas. But it's not really anything like that. So we're just going to draw these. Then you can just put those similar shapes for her feet. And remember to draw very loose and light at first, so that way when you make mistakes, you can erase them real easily. Okay, now that we got our basic shapes in, now we need to draw her eyes. Her eyes are these fairly small circles. So you have one here. Draw another circle here. So those are the eyes. And then right at both sides, you're going to draw these lines here. These are the eyelashes. Eyelashes are very important when drawing a female character. You can make these black if you want. And then put these little white spots inside. Okay, these are highlights. Some styles of Chibi, they just like to make the eyes completely black or really small. But we're going to do with this. And then we are going to draw her eyebrows. Just going to curve down like that. Okay, and then just put a simple U shape for a smile. Just like that. So the first thing we got her face. Next thing we gotta do, we gotta give her her clothes. But we have to also define her head. We also got to give her some ears, which are simply just going to go like this. Okay. Now, and then put this half circle right at the bottom of her hand. That's to indicate like her thumb. It's kind of like a mitten shape. You know, those mittens you wear when you're cooking or baking. And then do the same thing on the other side as well. Color that in. Just darken in these lines here. Okay, so now, maybe make that a little bigger. Make these, think of like a penny when you're drawing the thumbs. Okay, now, we can go ahead and draw our hair. So you're gonna put these kind of triangle shapes in first. One here, and then one here. We're gonna start with the left side because it has a little more unique detail to it. This is kind of a squarish shape. Then you're gonna curve that up right here. And then you're gonna curve this straight up like that. All right, and then up here, I'm gonna bring this up. Curve this up. Put another curve here. Put this curve here. Another point here. And then you can curve this side up. There's the other side. Okay, now it's time to draw the other side of her hair, which is gonna go like this. Bringing this point down too. Here comes another point. There's that. And then you're gonna curve this all the way down here. Just darken that line. Okay, get some lines in the back from here. Let's do this. Let's draw all of her hair, and then we'll get to her clothes. We're going to draw these shapes here. Then we're going to make a little gap on this side of her hair. And then you draw another line right here. And then we need to do the same thing with this side. Okay, now that we got her hair on her, we need to draw her clothes. So let's start with the top side of her dress. So basically, you're just gonna draw this U shape. It goes right underneath it, and it goes up over her sleeve like this. And then we're going to repeat the same process on the top side of this U shape. And then you're going to follow that curve up right here. And then there are some lines that follow along the way, so we're going to draw them in like this. Just draw those in right there. Okay. And then up here, her dress, you're going to draw this almost M shape or seagull shape that looks like the top half of a heart right here for the top part of her dress. And then you're gonna follow that curve like that. And then she has a necklace on. And then it's got this kind of arrow head in the middle. Curve that up. Okay. And then draw that V shape to complete that arrow. Okay. And then, before we get to the rest of her clothes, we need to draw whatever this is that's on her arm. And it's got like 3 zigzag lines that go like this. Okay, now it's time to draw in her dress. So that's her dress. And then she's got a similar pattern on the bottom that's just like this part. So you draw in that curve. Okay, now we put in the pattern that we put up here. It's not exactly the same, but take your time. You might want to pause the video when I'm done. Just like that. And then all you have to do is darken in her feet. So what you can do now is you can get an eraser and remove guidelines and other things that don't belong here. Like there are some at the bottom of her dress. We've got a bunch of those in her arms. We've got the guidelines for her head that are overlapping her hair, so we must get rid of those. The guidelines on her face. Erase that. Then you can always go back over your washed away lines. Okay. Now, let's color in Pocahontas. We've done all the hard work already. All we gotta do is put some colors in like you would in a coloring book or anything for that matter. Now, let's start with tan, and we're gonna put it on her skin. And I like to use the side of my pencil because it fills in spaces more quicker and it saves energy and time. So just with the side of your pencil, lightly color in. And I like to, if possible, I like to go all in one direction because it makes everything look simpler, cleaner, and nicer. Fill in the white spots you might have missed. Then we color her arms. And we color her feet as well. Okay, that's all the skin color that we see on Pocahontas. Now, we will color in her dress, which is yellow. So don't do this or that, because those are going to be different colors. So just do her dress. Her dress is going to be yellow. And the lower part of her dress is yellow as well. Okay, so we colored in her dress, let's color her necklace. It's going to be like a very light blue. Don't do the arrow, because that's white. These colors, these are going to be, it's kind of like a sand-like color. I'm going to use beige, or however you pronounce it. So just color those. Nope, dang it, I can fix that. So you only color these parts. And now this area, this is going to be red. So take your red crayon or your red pencil, color in that arm strap, make that red. Now we should color in her hair. Her hair is going to be black. So take your time and use your black crayon or your black pencil, color in her hair, and make it black. You can go up and down, you can go left and right, any direction you wish to go. But honestly, it's probably simpler if I do it like this. And now we get the right side of her hair. Color that in. And that fills in her entire hairdo black. We're almost done. We are going to use a darker brown. Yeah, here it is. You can use black if you want, but I'm going to use this dark brown because that's where color is in the movie. And then don't do the highlights because those stay white. And there you have it. You have your very own chibi or kawaii drawing of the Princess Pocahontas. I'm sure you did pretty good on your own drawing, and if you need to watch this again, feel free to do so. Thank you for joining me. Please make sure to like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.